Alright, so we're live now. And today's gonna be a very, very technical special day. So it's gonna be 2 hours piano tutorial for all levels. And I'll be going through a lot of topics within these 2 hours. And it's gonna be very, very interesting. So don't forget to stick to the end. At the end, I'm gonna do something really special. And just to further make an announcement, you can. I'm gonna keep that for later. So, what's the first topic we're gonna start with now? If you're just joining this class, please don't forget to tell me where you're watching from. Then share this video. Just tell me where you're watching from, and you share this video. Easy peasy. So this is it. So let's start by knowing some really cool basic techniques, some really cool basic concepts that people find very, very tough to understand. So this is practically me going through explaining all about how to play by ear, and also about a lot of music theories that people are finding difficult even in the advanced level. The first thing I want to talk about is tones and semitones. Then from there, we'll go over to chords, where you are able to identify several chords on the piano. So tones and semitones, so you'll see it updated on the current topic there. So for any topic we're going to have at any current level is going to be there. Sorry, just 1 second. I have to take something out. All right. Testing 1, 2. Okay, so I'm gonna update this one. It shows the current topic. So the current topic is tones. Gonna write there tones and semitones. Tones and semitones. Just so it's gonna fit in the screen, I might have to reduce writing up. So much more easy for you to use a headset or earpiece, so you can get whatever thing I'm going to say, and you can get all the sound quality. Now, for those people who ask for private classes, and this is exactly how private classes look like. It even looks more. The sound quality is exactly the same. The display is even more, and you get more tips and a lot of stuff. So aside piano, we'll also be talking about vocal lessons and music production today. And that's why it's a 2-hour class. And this is 6 o'clock. We're going to finish by 8 o'clock. 6 o'clock UK time, actually. So we're going to finish by 8 o'clock. So let's start by tones and semitones. I'm not going to do a rush on the class. I'm going to take it slow and steady so that you understand. Now, if you don't have a proper grasp about what tones and semitone is, it means there's a very big problem. Understand? There's a very big problem. What do I mean by there's a very big problem? What I mean is that tones and semitones, they are concepts you're always going to fall back to. You're always going to revolve around, no matter the advanced level you get to. Everything falls around your tone. You understand? And your semitones. So I'm going to give you the concept of how easy it is to identify it. Because that is where your problem, most people problem starts from, especially in keyboard playing. Now, if you have several skill formula, skill techniques, a lot of techniques and the rest, and they give you the scale formula, and they say, okay, the scale formula is 1, 2, 3, flat 5. This is the same thing as your tone. It works. So you calculate it based on tones. You understand? Your major scale formula is your root tone, tone, semitone, tone, semitone. You understand? So everything is calculated no matter the advanced level. If they give you a chord, you say 1, 3, 5, root 3, 5. You can count your root, you count some tones. So everything revolves around semitones, and that's why it is very essential. Once you know about the keys, it is very essential to know what a tone and a semitone is. And that's what I'm going to give you, that simple explanation. And to further buttress the point, I'll be using some part of my book, Speed Piano Tutorial, that I wrote. The download link is in the comment section just in case you want a copy. So this is what it looks like. I'll be using some part of it. So I said something about semitones. I said a semitone is the shortest distance on the piano. That's a semitone. The shortest distance. So let's understand what we mean by the shortest distance on the piano. So I said piano because we are dealing on piano right now, you understand? So I have to refer everything to piano. While a tone is the shortest combination. So you have to understand the two ways, like each concepts are broken down, each definition are broken down step by step, you understand? So you see the shortest combination, so there must be a shortest, then there must be a combination, then there must be two semitones. Very easy, that's how music works. It gives you expo on how you can further do what you want to do. But a semitone is the shortest distance. So you see there's a shortest, there's a distance on the piano. So if we take, for example, we take C. Okay, so I'm going to turn this down to 1 second. So if this is C, this is key C on the piano right now. Yep, key C. Now, from C to words will give me a semitone, which will be from C to C sharp, or D flat as most people call it. But let's just call the black keys the sharp keys and the white keys the natural keys for now. So we don't keep going over two names in one. So if you have key C, this is key C, and from C to C sharp is semitone. Why? If you see C, there is no, C sharp is the shortest distance from C. This is C. If you go like this, C sharp. Now you cannot count D as the shortest distance from C, because from C already, you now have, you can have C sharp before you get to D. So you see C, and in the music scale, music where I explain about music scale and musical keys and how it rotates, you see after C, I think I made that illustration also in my book. Let's look for where I made that illustration in my book. Yep, so you see, so after C, you have, after C, let's look for it. Yep, so you see, so musical keys rotate starting from C. So after C, you have C sharp. Just so I can illustrate something more, I'm going to illustrate. Okay, I'm supposed to illustrate something else here. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. Okay, so this is C, then you have C sharp. So now, what's the, you see, I'm trying to be very calm in explaining so that you understand anything, because you know what I say, you are always going to meet semitones and tones no matter your level of play. So if you understand it now, a lot of you didn't understand it or didn't get it from the start, and that is where your problem began. So this is, you cannot press, this is what I say, you cannot press a note on the keyboard and associate it with a tone or a semitone. Any note you press on the keyboard like this is called your root. Take it to be your root. Don't press, some people say a single note is a tone. No. Once you press a note on the keyboard, any note you press on the keyboard is your root, is a root, or you call it a note. It is the movement you make after that determines what the next key or the next note will be, if the next note will be a semitone or a tone. So we're working with semitones now. Let me go back again to my book and check that out. I told you the download link is in the description. So let's go back to tones and semitones. So I say semitone is the shortest distance on the piano. You understand? The shortest distance on the piano. Now I said from key C, from C to C sharp is a semitone. From C, semitone, this is shortest distance of movement on the piano, for example. From key C to C sharp is a semitone. Now, why do I say this? I say this is because it is self-explanatory, just as I explained. Any key you touch becomes our root. We want to start working from C. So if you say want to play on D, if we press D, D becomes our root. Because that is, what is your root first? Your root is the destination you are working from. Where you are working from, that. You want to work because, you see, in piano playing, music playing, you cannot just start from anywhere. You have to play from somewhere. And that's from somewhere you're playing. It's either you're playing from a key. You have 12 musical keys. So if you're going to do C from this, it means you're working from a particular key. What key are you working from? Here, you understand? So that is it. Your working point. So if we say D, D becomes our root. Do not, and I repeat, do not press the keyboard on any note and just associate it with a tone or semitone. No. Each note you press for a start is a root. Then your movement determines what the next note or key will be called. So in this case, we have, I want to do a little refreshing on my sound, so it might go mute for 5 seconds. Right. All right. Yep. So sounds much better because it was kind of cracking. Yeah. So you have C. From C to C sharp, C sharp becomes a semitone. So if you say from C to C sharp is what? It's one semitone. And remember, it's one semitone because it is the shortest movement. So if you say from C to D will be how many semitone? It will be 2 semitones because you have C sharp and you have D. So C sharp becomes 1 semitone, D becomes 2 semitones. So 2 semitones. So if you say from C to F will be how many semitones? It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 semitones. Do not count C as a semitone. That's the mistake people make, and that's why I'm making a hammer on it. C is your root. Some say from C. That C or any key the person is saying is not a semitone. It is your root. So you start counting after that key. After that key, that's when you start counting. You understand? So if I say from C to C will be how many semitones? I start counting from C sharp. C sharp becomes my 1 semitone because C is my root, and that's where I'm working from. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 semitones from C, which is our root. So you understand? Now, this technique applies when you're going forward and when you're going backwards. Not just when you're going forward, you understand? So if you're going backward, if you say from C to F, moving backward, is how many semitones? So don't count from C, don't count C. C is your root, so you don't count it. Count the next one. Can B, B flat, A flat, G flat, and F. You understand? So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 semitones from C. Very interesting. Now let's understand something even more complex about this now. There's a concept called flat and sharp. If I say flat in music, I mean going back. That's what you should always understand. If I say flat, So most times nobody will tell you go back. If I say sharp, I means going forward. So if I say sharp, it means we are going forward. If I say flat, it means we are coming backward. So I can tell you moving flat. How many, give me 7 tones, or moving flat. What are 7 semitones from C? It means moving backwards from C, yeah? What are 7 semitones? So you can't, C is your root, don't count it. So the next one you count without skipping, because semitone is the shortest distance. Always put that in your mind. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, F. If you say going sharp, what is 17 semitones from C? Or 17 semitones from C going sharp? It means you are moving forward. So this is C. You can't see as a semitone, you can't see as a root. So you start counting from the next one, which is C sharp. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So you have F. So F is 17 semitones from C. Easy peasy to understand. So understand now what a root is. Understand what a flat is going backward and what a sharp is going forward. If you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section. So the next one we go to is tones. Tones. Now what is tone? Very easy. Let's check through what I wrote down in my book. So I said in my book, let's go down. All here is where I made a lot of illustration about tone and semitones, giving concrete explanations about it. Understand? Now a tone. I said a tone, a note was skipped. Semitone, you don't need to skip any notes. You don't just name, just what I was saying before. I said, you don't just name your root note a tone or semitone until you've made a movement. The next note you touch might be a semitone or a tone, depending on your movements. You understand? So let's go back to what I said about a tone. So I said tone, this is the combination of 2 semitones. So to get a tone requires 2 semitones, or you have to skip 2 notes or key from your root notes. So I'm going to explain this. Now, if we have C as our roots, remember what I told you, very important. Do not make that mistake and just press it key and say tone. No, that is where you've made a mistake. A lot of people make theories and they start the formulas with tone. No, that's where they start the confusion from. Because whatever scale you're going to play is always found in a key. So that key you're going to play the scale on should be your root. So the first note of every scale should be the root note, which is where you're working from. So it's easier for people to analyze that scale and find their way. You understand? So now I said about tone. A tone is the combination of 2 semitones. So if we have C as our root, let's say C, we press on C as our, this can apply on any key, both C, both D, both E, whatever key can apply. If we have C as our root, understand? Now this is our root C. Then we want to get a tone. It means I said tone is the combination of 2 semitones. So what are you going to do? You count 1 semitone, 2 semitone will give you 1 tone. So from C to what will give us a tone? Moving sharp. Remember I explained what sharp is, which is moving forward. You understand? Which is moving forward. So if I say this is C, then I say from C to what will give you a tone moving sharp. It means a tone is the combination of 2 semitones. So we are going to combine 2 semitones to give us 1 tone. So it will be, this is C, which is our root. We want to get a tone. We have to count 1 semitone, 1 semitone. So this is 1 tone. So from C to D is equals to one tone. But if you want to do semitone, it will be from, if you want to do semitone, it will be from C to C sharp. Now, if you're going to do semitone from C to D, it will be 2 semitones. So 2 semitones make one tone. You understand? 2 semitones make one tone. So if I say C and I count 1, so it's easy. For you to get a tone, count 2 semitones to 1. So if I have C and I want to get a tone, just count 1. So count the first note as silence. Then the second one, you count 1. So if I want to get 2 tones, will be 4 semitones. So 4 semitones in the sense that if C is my root, and I count semitones, 1, 2, 3, 4. You say I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4. But if it is tone, I'm going to count 1. 2, because 2 tones is 1. 2 semitones is 1 tone. 2 semitones is 1 tone. Now that is the concept behind tones and semitones. That's giving a lot of people so many headache and problems. Now, the same thing I said, 2 semitones equals to 1 tone. So if I say 4 tones, it means you're going to have 8 semitones. So if I say, give me 5 tones moving sharp from A, this is A, and I want 5 tones moving sharp. Now, A becomes our root. Do not count your tone or semitone from A. A is your root. So all you have to do from A, moving sharp, 5 tones, you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So G, you have G, 5 tones from A. But if I want to say 10 semitones from A, it's going to be, this is A or our root, so we'll come from the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is still A. So that's why I said 2 semitones equals to 1 tone. Very easy. 2 semitones equals to 1 tone. So that is it about tone and semitone. Now, you use this knowledge to flush out whatever skill you're giving to. Any skill you're giving to, most times are written in tones and semitones if you're trying to convert them, especially if you want to play on all keys. If I give you a scale and I say C major scale, and I say, for example, and I tell you C major scale is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. I tell you like that. Sorry, let me take on the volume on this so we can have more. 1 sec. Good. So if I say C major scale, I'm going to give you the difference why you should know this. Now, if I say C major scale is this, which is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, you are now restricted to only one key. What I've done, I only converted this major scale formula to C, to key C. You cannot use C, D, E, F. How did I come about C? How did I come about D? How did I come about E being in the place of C major scale? How did I know that E is supposed to be in C major scale? How did I know that B is in the number 6 position of C major scale? How? You begin to ask yourself, how? But some people just give you the scale formula already and they just tell you C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Boom, your mind is now blanked out. You understand? Your mind is now blanked out. But if I come and I give you a formula that applies to whatever key you want to play using this, and I come and say tone, tone, root tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, major scale formula. This formula applies to all keys. This applies to all keys. You understand? If I say root, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Now, I'm going to show you an illustration where I had that in my book. Now, this is major scale formula which applies to all keys. I think so you see it here. You see. Now, with this formula right now, you can play the major scale on all keys. can play the major scale on all keys. With the root, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 you're no more bothered about playing just one key. So if we want to apply it based on what we've done, we say, okay, root, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So and we want to get the major scale for C. And we say, through the formula, major scale for C is root, tone, tone, semitone, which is the first one, root, tone. So C becomes our root because that is the key we want to get the major scale for. So we have C. Then from C to what will give us a tone, which is root tone. So you see, a tone is a combination of two semitones. So you count one semitone, two semitones. So you have tone. So C to D is a tone, root tone. Then the next one is root tone, tone. So the next one is tone. So when you're in this tone now, you now said from D to what will give you a tone. You now count 1, 2, tone. So you have root tone, tone. Then root tone, tone, semitone. The next one is semitone. From E to what will give you a semitone. A semitone is just one movement. The shortest distance. So from E to F, we give you a semitone. So root tone, tone, semitone. From F to what will give you a tone, you have G. From G to what will give you a tone, you have A, because you count this A. From A to what will give you a tone, you have B. From B to what will give you a semitone, you have C. So you have root, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Which now makes sense. You now understand. So this is why you have E as the second at the tone here. So this is why you have F as the same. It makes sense why there is E, there is G, there is A, and there is B in C major scale. If I take this formula out and I say I want to get a major scale for another key, I want to get a major scale for F sharp. For F sharp, I'm going to increase the so this is F sharp. F sharp becomes our root. From F sharp, if you know the formula, root, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So it is F sharp is our root. Then the next one is tone. From F sharp to what will give us a tone, you can't G, you can't G sharp, because two semitones will give you tone. From G sharp to what will give us a tone, you can't A, you can't F and A sharp. So root, tone, tone. From A sharp to what will give us a semitone. From A sharp you can't B, because you're not counting, you're not skipping, so you can't B. So root, tone, tone, semitone. From B to what will give us a tone is C. C sharp, because you skip C. From C to what will give us a tone is D sharp, because you skip D. From D sharp to what will give us a tone, F, because you skip E. Then from F to what will give us a semitone is F sharp. So you have root, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Easy. Now with this formula, I am able to play the major scale on all keys. If I had told you the major scale for C is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, you cram it. I tell you, major scale for C sharp is C sharp, D sharp, F, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, then C and C sharp. You cram it. You understand? 1 second. So you cram it. Before you know, you keep cramming it one by one. You're going to have a lot of mental stress. Well, I don't know if it's going to be, maybe a lot of headache. I think that will be more appropriate. Headache and stress. But if you know the formula for major scale, look, piano and music is just about formula. Once you know the formula, you crack it, you can do it on any key. You understand? You can do it on any key. So with the formula, root, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone, you don't have to think about is C, D. No, you don't have, all you have to do, if you want to get C major scale, just look for C as your root. Use the formula and you get all. If you go to F sharp, Same thing. If you go to F, you are not spending time trying to now cram individual keys, cram them, no. Once you get the formula and you understand what a semitone and a tone is, that's it. That's it, your finished work. You see, so that's why I say, and now this doesn't just apply here. This also applies to blues scale. All the scales you have. Blues scale, chromatic scale, pentatonic scale. They all have their numbers and their tones. It's follows. It's not advisable that you keep cramming them using the keys. It's advisable that you play scales using the formula. It gives you balance and makes you more confident when playing. Because if you've crammed only C major scale to be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and you don't even know how come they got that, how come about this scale, how come about the notes of that scale, how come about this note is the right note for this scale, you just cram it. If I tell you to play F major scale, you fumble because you don't know the formula. But it's the formula they use to get that. You understand? So now you understand tones and semitones and how to apply it on scales. Very, 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 very easy, right? So now let's move to another topic. So the next topic I might want to talk about is, let me check from my book. Remember, the download link of this book is in the comment section. You can get it. So, okay. I'm going to talk something about number patterns. So, yeah, I said number pattern can be described as using numbers to represent various sounds on the piano, especially softer notes. Now, for piano, most times I use number patterns. I use number patterns to teach. A lot of people have issues with number patterns. They're going to tell you why are you using number patterns? Please use softer notes. We like softer notes. Softer notes is good, but to tell you the truth, you might be limited in softer notes. And I'm going to explain it to you today. You understand? I'll explain why softer notes can limit you. When I do tutorials, I do the number patterns, I do the chords if I have a lot of time, and I do the softer notes. You understand? But I want to explain to you to understand how this number patterns is. Now, number pattern is just replacing your scales with numbers. Your scales with numbers. If you have major scale, C major scale, which is C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Oops. Okay. 1 second. MIDI just got disconnected, so I'm going to connect it back right away. Okay. So in that case, we'll have to okay, we're back on track now. Okay, good. So if you have, what was I saying? Number patterns. So if you have C major scale, for example, which is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now that is the keys. You understand that forms C major scale. Now, it says it's an 8-note scale or 7-note scale. Let's call it an 8-note scale because we're going to end on C. Now, it is just transferring each of those keys to numbers. So the first one becomes your 1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if you're converting them to softer notes, it's going to be do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So your do becomes your 1. Your re becomes your 2. Your mi becomes your 3. Your fa becomes your 4. Your sol becomes your 5. Your la becomes your 6. And your ti becomes your 7. And you have your do, which is your 8. So that this is the basic, easy beginner number pattern a lot of people know. It's just converting your scales to numbers. You understand? Then associating your sofa notes to numbers. Sofa notes very useful during singing. For piano, you might really need it for. Now, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. What I mean is this. If you take this kind of chord, how do you explain this chord? If I do a chord like this, and okay, let's say I want to play a kind of a complex chord, and I do something like this. Let's do this. So this is C9 sus4 chord. C9 sus4 chord. Now, if I play a chord like this, and you are used to sofa notes, how do I explain this chord for you? Because most people who use sofa notes are only associated with some little abstract chords that are outside it. They are associated with these chords. They are associated with the do, re, mi, fa, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Then they have the Z, they have the do, they have the D, they have the mo, and they have fi. But there are some other chords that are outside this. That there are some chords that are not fi, they are not mo, they are not do, they are not D. You understand? They are just as this chord is. So this is C7. Now this is C7 sus4. How do I come and tell you this is C7 sus4? How do you explain it in sofa notes? You can't. How do you explain it in sofa notes? So if I hold a chord like this, I can give you the number patterns, which is 5 1 5 1 4 5 9. Easy. If I hold a chord like this, like this. This is E flat major 9, sharp 11. How do you explain the chords? It's more complex, but it's easier when you do a number pattern. All I have to do is just tell you the number patterns. I tell you flats. This, you see what I tell you now, we're going back to flats. But it's okay because in my tutorials, especially when I do tutorials, after giving up the number patterns, I try to give the sofa notes. But it's very good for sofa notes for you to understand more about number patterns than sofa notes. Quite easy, but use what works for you, but it's just my own suggestion. Now, another very important thing. Okay, let me write it down. Sorry, I didn't update the topic. I'm supposed to update the topic. So talking about number patterns. So I'm gonna update it right away. Number patterns. Okay. Now, what was I saying? Now, in regards to octaves, you really need number patterns as opposed to sofa notation. What I mean, if I write a piece of music for you, or a piece of chords, whatever, and I say the melody is this. For example, I'm playing on the key of C, and I tell you the melody is do, 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 re, mi, do, do. See, if I say do, re, mi, do, do, and I give you the score, the sheet, I say, okay, play do, re, mi, do, do, and you're playing. But my intention is that the do, re, mi should be 1, 2, 3. Then the do, do should be 8, 8. 8 is the same thing as your 1. How do you now differentiate that? I actually wanted you to press 8, the do in the 8, in the lighter octave, rather than repeating the do. So if you can do do, re, mi, do, do, you've missed what I intentionally wanted you to do. But if I say 1, 2, 3, 8, 8, it means you're going to do 1, 2, 3. So that's the intention. So I can use number patterns to really convey what I want you and where I want you to play exactly. If I say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 8, 8, 9, 8, if I do 1, 2, 3, you see, because the fact I said 8, 9, you are moving to this octave, you're moving down to this octave because it's the lighter octave. This is where you have 8. But how are you able to know it automatically? It's because through the number patterns I've given you, I'm able to direct you to where I want you to press, the exact octave I need you to press. But if I give you suffer note and I say do, re, mi, do, re, do, you might do this. This is correct, but this might not be what the intention of the singer is talking about, because the keyboard is divided into several octaves. And I might want you to I might do a composition that requires you to press a note at a particular octave, or to press a note at maybe the lighter octave or the heavy octave and the rest. So with number patterns, you can intentionally direct your players or whoever is going to read your music to play what they want to play at the particular time. They are more directed. So that is one advantage. Another advantage of, one sec. So that is one advantage of number patterns over suffer notes. But when it comes to singing, you use suffer notes. A lot of people use suffer notes. Understand? So with number patterns, that's when you now start hearing something like flat 5, flat 6, flat this, flat 9. And that is where you have, because you cannot say flat to. Can you say flat to or flat me? What are you trying to do? If I nod you don't say that. You can't say flat Z. But you hear something like flat 5, that is the standard. Flat 6, flat 7, flat 9, sharp 11. At 9, you begin to hear those concepts. It gives you a more stable path, in understanding a lot of music theories. And it also builds your ear. It also builds your ability also in music. Because if I hold a chord, okay, let me hold some very funny chords now. So if I hold this chord, let's do this one. Okay, let me do it like this. Okay, let me hold this chord. This is a very crazy one. So this is B flat minor 9, 11, major 7. Quite crazy chord here. But if you watch here, okay, let me do it on F. So if I do on F and I do something like this, so it means if I want to give you number patterns, it's going to be 1, 4, flat 6, and 8. If we're going to use suffer notes, it will be do, fa, Z, and what that, and do. Sounds good, but you should try to know more. So like I told you, the intention and the rest, so that's it about number patterns. It's a very good technique that you have to try as much as possible. Try your best to understand. It's really going to help you. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Next topic we're going to talk about now is we're going to talk about chords and identifying chords on the piano. So because you see, this chord is a very big problem for people, especially beginners also. It's a very big problem for them. So let's say chords. So that's the current topic, chords. Yep. Okay, 1 second. Okay, So now let's go to chords. What do we understand by chords? I made an explanation of chords on my book. I went down and I said something about chords. I'm going to give you some kind of... Now, if you want this book, you can always, you can check the download. You can check in the comment section to get this book. It comes with over 30 offers also for free. So far, we've had a lot of sales recently and it's been very nice. You can just go there and download it anyways. Now, what are chords? Chords are combination of two or more notes to make sense and create harmony. So you have to understand something. Chords are, you see, so there must be a combination. A combination. If you pick it one by one, it must be a combination of two or more notes to make sense and create harmony. Of course, harmony is when you combine several parts to make sense. Melody is when it's single. You understand? So let me just give you that for free. Harmony is when you have two or more parts, doing two different parts, harmonizing, obviously on the same key. While melody is when you have one person just playing a melody, playing a line, So, a lot of people say chords must be three notes, must be argue. You can argue what you want to argue. Stop making things difficult for people. Chords are two. There are some chords that are just two notes. Like we have perfect fifth. If you do this is F perfect fifth. It's a chord. It's a chord. It's a chord. So F perfect fifth is a chord. So why are you now saying chord must be three notes? No. You have two notes. Once there's a harmony, it's a chord. Once there's a harmony. So if you combine two notes on the keyboard, let's say we have C and E. We've created harmony. This becomes a chord. Once there's a harmony, there's a chord. It's a chord. But the most popular chords we have are the triad chords, which means triad chords are chords that are made up of three notes. If you see someone play a chord that is made up of just three notes, just know it's a triad chord. The only question you're going to ask is, what type of triad chord is this? Now, to further make things easy for you is this. You have to understand, before you get a chord, before you get a chord on any key, you must be a master of the major scale or minor scale of that key. Because most chords are gotten from the major scale, either some parts of the major scale where you now have to flatten or sharpen. You understand? 1 second. So, if you're not a master of a major scale, you don't understand what the major scale, see, once you know major scale on all keys, you've already solved 27% of your problems. Like, you know major scale on all keys, you can play them very well. Then you can you've already solved some very big problems already. You understand? Okay, so 1 second. So, what am I trying to say? Each chord, okay, this is it. This is how music is. I think I'm going to do that in one of my chats. You have music there, then when you come down, you have musical keys. Inside a musical key, you have a major scale. You have scales, and let's just pick a major scale as one of the scale. Inside a major scale, you now have chords. So what do I mean? You cannot just stay and play a scale without you thinking about what key do I want to play this scale on. So there must be a key you want to play a scale. That's why I say C major scale, C sharp major scale, C blues scale, C sharp blues scale, C pentatonic scale. So there must be a key you're playing that scale on. And that's why that key is called your root. Because that is where you're working from. You understand? That's why that key is called your root. Now, you cannot get a chord without understanding scales. Because chords are gotten from scales. Understand? Chord as scales are gotten from keys. That is how chords are gotten from scales. You cannot say C major chord. How did you get the C major chord? You must know C major scale to get a C major chord. If you want to play on all keys, else you just go and cram C major chord. And G major chord, for example, which is G, B, and D. You cram it, B, G, B, D. If I tell you to play major chord on another key, how are you going to play it? No. But if you know the formula for major chord, especially tried major chord, as we're talking, which is root 3/5. Out of your G major scale, you have this is G major scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because you know G major scale, if you want to get the major chord, all you have to do is root 3/5. So you look at the roots in G major scale, you look for the 3 in G major scale, and you look for the 5 in G major scale. You have this. So the major chord is always found in a major scale. It's easier or easy to take out. You understand what I'm trying to say? Good. The same thing we have with minor chord, diminished chords. But I'm going to show you how easy it is to get all these chords from your major scale. So the most thing, get see. The major scale is just like the bread and butter. They can't do without each other most times. And most times they are the first combination you look at combining when you want to have breakfast. You know, two things that can't do without each other. So major scale is there. They are just like the primary colors. Any other scale you start having on the rest are the secondary colors. In fact, I made an argument one time, and which is in fact, in truth, it is real. And I also made a video about it. I said every minor scale is a potential major scale, and every major scale is a potential minor scale. Go check my previous video. I made the explanation of that deep mystery. I said every minor scale is a potential major scale, and every major scale. So if you're even having issues with discovering or trying to cram the formula for minor scale, no. Every minor scale is a potential major scale. I'm not going to do that here because I still have a lot of things to talk about, you understand? So, what do I mean by chords? You have tried chords, which is 3-note chords. Just as we have formulas for major scale, you know, major scale formula, we talked about your root, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. The same thing we have formula for triad chord, which is your root, your 3, and your 5. You see why I told you number pattern is very important. Now, did you see me say something like do, mi, so? You will not see. If you go and check online, you go and check where you want to check, you will hardly see do, mi, so as formula for major chord, especially triad major chord. All you will always see is root 3, 5. You see where I'm coming to. So if you start to learn this thing on time, it's going to save you a lot of unlearning, because unlearning is very difficult. It takes more discipline to unlearn. Yeah, it takes more discipline to unlearn. Okay. 1 second, let me just reply your message. Okay, let's go on. I might just take a break for 2 seconds. Let me take a break for. I'll be back. Then we'll continue with chords. I want to go in a break for 10 minutes. Then we'll continue the class. So stay tuned. So I'm going to write it break time. Break time. 10 minutes. All right. I mean, I need some break. I've been teaching for close to an hour now. So when we continue, we're going to talk about chords and how chords are gotten from the major scale, and I'm going to explain some concept why, and break down some very deep secret also for you, right? Okay, so let's go. Oh, it's not yet 10 minutes. All right. We're going to continue in a few minutes now. Let me just have some refreshment. Yep. Almost done. Then we can continue. Okay. Let's go on. Let's update the call it chords. All right. Now we're back. So I was talking something about chords, and I said every chord can be found inside a major scale. You understand? Every single chord can be found inside a major scale. So once you understand what or how this major scale is, or how to get a major scale, you've solved some problems. So now, formula for triad chord. Okay, we have triad chords, which is 3-note chord. Any 3-note chord you see. I've done videos about triad chords, explaining chords, so I'm going to be fast on this one. Now, any 3-note chord you see is a triad chord. Any 4-note chord you see is a 7th chord. Yep, so I'm going to explain all these concepts for you. This is 3 notes, this is 4 notes. Every 5-note chord you see is a 9th chord. Every 6-note chord you see is an 11th chord. Then every 7-note chord you see is a 13th chord. So if you have something like this, that's it. So let's start with triad. So for triad chords, we have 3 types of triad chords. Not really 3 types of triad chord, because we have several triad chords. We have several types. So in case you've not heard, most times people are going to tell you we have 3 types. I know. For beginners and for a standard level, it's mostly 3 types of triad chords. A lot of persons we explain. I do explain that also, but for today I'm going to explain further and tell you that several different types. They have the suspended chords, sus4 chord. They have the sus2 chord. Understand? They have the now this. They have the sus4. They have the sus2. They have the augmented chord. Understand? Have augmented chord. So sus4, sus2, augmented chord. So Then they have the seventh chord. Seventh chord is also a triad chord because it's a 3-note chord. So I'm going to call any 3-note chord for you to understand it better. Any 3-note chord is a triad chord. So I'm going to give you the most popular of them all. So we have your major. Okay, so you have the major chord. You have the, let's not make the mistake, so major triad chord, because you have major seventh. But you can still say major chord, because if you say major chord, it's not attached to anything. So major chord, minor chord, diminished chord. On C is going to be major, minor, diminished. On these 3 triad chords are the most popular of them all. Now we begin to talk about the other ones and the rest. Why are the major, minor, and diminished chord most popular of all? This is because these 3 chords, if you know these 3 chords, if you know these 3 chords, you can play on all keys. What do I mean? Now, there's this secret about it. Knowing the major, knowing the minor, knowing the diminished of all keys. If you know it on C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, it is going to, because, okay, this is why it is the most important of all triad chords, is because it is used as a chord conversion formula for your major chord. That's a distant topic. I'm not now. You know, you play when you for your major scale. Sorry, when you play your major scale as single notes, C major scale. These are single notes. You're playing it. To convert each of these single notes to chords, you need the major, minor, and diminished chord. So for you to be able to make your major chords from sounding like this, let's do that. From sounding like this to sounding like this, you need to be a master of major, minor, and diminished chord. Now, some people have learned in a way where they told them chord 1 is you press a C, E, D, E, C, E, G. Chord 2, G. They now start behaving like a robot because you only did this. You are only told this on C. You don't know how come. It's always important. How come this is like this? What is the science? What is the science behind this? When you understand it, it's easy for you to expand it on several keys. You understand? If I come and tell you C major chord is C, E, G, then the next one is this. I'm just telling you, you'll be limited, so limited. You understand? But if I come and tell you the formula, there's a formula for this that is used to get this chord to turn to like this. It is called the conversion formula. It's in my book also, so you can get my book to do that. I think I've done some videos in the past about that, so you go check those videos. The conversion formula. So that is why the major, minor, and diminished chords are very, very important. And they are very, very loud. That's what I mean is they are more popular than most other triad chords that you come across. Yeah. So, find a way and be a master of your major, minor, and diminished chord on all keys. What's the first thing I told you to be a master in? Try to be a master of your major scale. And I already gave you the formula for major scale so that you don't have to always think about it, which is root tone, tone, semitone. tone, 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 semitone. And when I started the class, I explained what a tone and semitone is in detail. Now, if you're a master of this triad chord, this three triad chord, major, minor, and diminished chord on all keys, you've solved the problem. Now, to even make it easy for you, do you know that if you know a major chord, you've automatically known a minor chord? If you know a minor chord, you've automatically known a diminished chord. They are all linked. And that is how music is. One is linked to each other. You understand? They're all linked. 1 second. Let me check my nails. Linked to each other. Okay. Okay. 1 sec. Okay, so let's go on. Now, this is it. The formula for a major chord. Let's start. Now, remember I told you, for you to get these chords, you must be a master of the major scale. Please. Why I'm going to give you if you don't know your major scales very well, you're going to struggle. So I've already done that previously in this class, which I'm going to explain more. Now, what is the formula for your major chord? It's your root 3/5. You see, I didn't use sofa notes. I didn't say do, mi, so. No. I didn't say do, mi, so. Because we are talking about chords and we want to sound more professional. So it's your root 3/5. So this is how it applies, and that's why I say your major scale is very important. If you take C major scale, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So this is your 1, 2. Your C is your 1, which is also your root. You have your 1, 2, D2, E is 3, F is 4, G is 5, A is 6, B is 7, and C is 8. Now, if you now have, this is C major scale, you've now known C major scale, and I say, I need C major chord. First of all, what is the general formula for a major chord? Is root 3/5. So, you now check, in a major scale, you will surely have roots. There's a root, there's a 3, and there's a 5. You know, in major scale, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you put them in numbers. So, all you have to do in that major scale, pick out your root, pick out your 3, and pick out your 5. So, if we have C major scale right now that we've gotten, we'll pick out our root, which is C. We'll pick out our 3, which is E. We'll pick out our 5, which is G. So, root 3/5. So, we have C major chord. That is how we come about C major chord. It is the root from the major scale, the 3 from the major scale, and the 5 from the major scale. That's why the formula is root 3/5. With this technique, you can do it on any key. If you want to get major chord for key E, all we have to do is to look for the major scale for key E first. If you're a master of the major scale on key E, it's easier to get the major chord, because the chords are found in the scale. So if I say E major scale, you've gone around like this. This is E major scale. So I want to play E major chord. So I have root, the 3, and the 5. Easy. You don't have to think about it anymore. It is something that is there. It is a formula. Once you apply this formula, you get it. You don't have to start cramming. Okay, E major scale, I will cram. The first one is E. The second one is G sharp. The third one is B. Okay, E, G sharp, B, E, G sharp, B, E, G sharp. You're gonna get fed up. But if you know E major scale, you just know it. All you have to do is, you don't even need to know the formula. Like, you don't need to have known the chord before. I can give you a chord, any chord. All you just have to tell me, what is the formula? Once I give you the formula, you just apply the formula from the major scale which you've already known. And automatically, you're going to be able to play that chord on all keys. Easy, yeah? So if you have this, you have E major chord. Quite easy, not difficult at all. So that is how I'm trying to explain this, why the chords are found inside the scale, and the scales are always found inside the key. And now, I told you the three most important chords, triad chords, are the major, minor, and diminished, because they are used as a chord conversion to convert single notes of your major chords to scale. And I told you every major scale is a potential minor scale. Let me give you this secret. Why I say that? Okay, let's wait. I'm going to take that once I finish taking the chords, if I finish taking triad chords, then I'm going to explain that. I'm going to explain why is every minor scale a potential major scale. So you don't have to start cramming a separate formula for minor scale. I'm going to show you how that happens. Easy peasy. I've done all this explained in my book, Speed Piano Tutorial. So let me go to where I good. So you see here, this is C major scale. So this is C major scale. You see it. C major scale made up of your C, D, E, F, G. Then if we put numbers, now this is the formula for C major scale. We've gotten so with this formula, we are able to get C major scale, which is this. Then this is the number we associated with it. So if I say C major chord, all I have to do is pick your root, which if we put it like this, root will be C. You have C. You pick your 3, which is your tone. Yeah, which is E, and you pick your 5, which is G. Good. So you see root 3, 5. Good. So if you apply this on all keys, you see this one, C sharp major chord. The same thing. Applied on all keys. So that is why I'm always emphasizing on the importance of you being a master of your major scale. Okay, so we'll go to the next one. We'll go to the next chord. Now, the next chord is your minor chord. Okay? So your minor chord originally is gotten from your minor scale, but I've devised the means where you can get it from your major scale. Very simple. So with this formula, one second, I have to check my meals and everything and be sure, okay, I don't have too many meals there. So, because sometimes I just wake up and you're saying too many meals, you have to respond. So, okay, all good. All right. So, what was I saying? Formula for a minor chord. Minor triad chord. The formula, remember, major triad chord is root 3, 5. Minor triad chord is root flat 3. Now, remember when we started this class, when I was talking about tones, semitones, flat, root, sharp, I said flat is going backwards. You understand? Sharp is going forward. And that's why your black keys on the pianos are called two different names. A black key can be a flat key. A black key can be a sharp key, depending on the perspective you're coming from. I just want to explain all these things for you so that when you get more confident when you're talking about the end. Now, if you look at this key, this is B flat. If you can't B, if you're going backwards, it turns to B flat. But if you can't A, if you're going forward, it turns to A sharp. So every black key is a potential flat key and a potential sharp key. Depending if you're going forward, they all assume the sharp position. If you're going backward, they all assume the flat position. So that is why you have most the black keys having two names. So don't confuse yourself about that. But for our class, we're going to maintain the sharp position of the keys. Understand? So minor chord is your root flat 3 and 5. Now, your root flat 3 and 5. From your major scale, pick out your roots. Then in your 3 out of your major scale, flatten it by a semitone and 5. So if you have C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. This is your root, C. Your 3 is supposed to be E. But because it says root flat 3, the flat is by a semitone. What did I say a semitone is at the initial start of this class? Is that a semitone is the shortest distance on the piano. Since we're talking about piano, from a key to another key. So if you have E as 3 and the formula is flat 3, you're going to flatten this. So from E, if you're flattening, which is you're going back, you're going to go to E flat. And that is why this black one is called E flat. You can either say E flat or D sharp. Well, let's call it E flat because this is E and we're flattening. So E flat and 5. Your 5 is here. We are not flattening our 5. We are not sharpening our 5. So we have C, E flat, and 5. And that's why you have root flat 3 and 5. This gives you the minor chord. Now, this formula applies to any other key, not just this key. Just be a master of your major scale. If you go to F sharp major scale. So if I say root flat 3, 5, our root is F sharp. Our 3 usually on F sharp major scale is A sharp. But one of flat 3, for flat 3 A sharp, we go to A. Then we'll have our 5. So this is this. Root flat 3, 5, which is F sharp, A, and C sharp. Because C sharp is 5. So if you count 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So apply this on all. You see how easy it is because I know the major scale on each of the keys. It's easy for me to identify where the root, the 3, and the 5 is. Now, it is good to identify it because there are some keys, there are some chords where it will not be root 3, 5. It might be root 2, 5. Like if you see your suspended 2 chord is your root 2, 5. So if you have C major scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, it will be root 2 and 5. It's a C suspended 2 chord, sus 2 chord. You understand? But your mastery of you identifying the major scale makes it easy for you to know how to pick out the notes associated with each chord formula when you're asked to get it. Easy peasy. Yep. So that is for minor chord. Now, pay attention to the formula. Major chord, there is no flattening or sharpening of any notes associated with the chord. Minor chord, you only have to flatten your 3. You have root flat 3, 5. Then you have diminished chord, where you have to flatten flat 3 and flat 5. So diminished chord formula is the root flat 3, flat 5. So you have your root flat 3, flat 5. Root flat 3, flat 5. Root flat 3, flat 5. Root flat 3. Now, remember G is the 5 of C major scale because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you have your root, you have your flat. Your 1 is also your root. Just together. So if you have your root, you have your 3, which is E, you flatten it to be E flat. Then you have your 5, which is G, you flatten it to be G flat. You have root flat 3, flat 5 for diminished chord. Easy. I'm only able to do this because I'm a master of my major scale. Now, from your major chord, it is easy to now get your minor chord and diminished chord. What do I mean? If I say C major chord, still on my major chord, and I say C minor chord, I just flatten my 3. If I say C diminished chord, I just flatten my 3 and 5. So once you know major, it's easy to know minor. Once you know minor, it's easy to know diminished. but always pay attention to the formulas, because the formulas will guide you on any key. Root 3/5 major chord, root flat 3/5 minor chord, root flat 3/5 diminished chord. All these and more examples are explained also in my book, so you can also check that out if you like it. So let's go on. Now, see these 3 triad chords? They are the most important triad chord, and I told you they are used for, it is because they are used for the conversion. You cannot play this. This is this. You cannot do this. If you're not a master of major, minor, and diminished chord. Because for you to be able to convert these notes to these chords, you must use the conversion formula. And the conversion formula makes use of conversion formula for major scale, because they have conversion formula for other scale. Conversion formula is the formula which enables you to, which tells you what particular notes you can convert to a chord in what particular scale. How to convert each note to a chord in a scale. Do you understand? So you have to master diminished, minor, and major chord. Very, very important. And that is why they are the most popular chords in the triad chords, you understand? Because they form the body in chords of your major scale. You know your major scale is one of the most popular scales. So now let's go on. Now, I said I was going to explain something. I said your major scale. Every major scale is a potential minor scale. So let's make that as the next topic. Yeah. So every major scale is a potential minor scale. So that's the next topic we're talking about now. So a lot of you find it difficult to say, okay, how do I cram minor scale? How do I cram minor scale? You're pressing your head, you're killing your head, you want to press your head, you want to stop your head. No. Understand? Now I'm going to tell you why every major scale is a potential minor scale. So that you don't go about stressing yourself about minor scale. You understand? So I'm going to explain it to you right now. But before that, let me just take one few snack. Okay? Now, there's something I'm going to explain to you also. Some people in some situations, they call semitone whole notes. I made all that explanation in my book also. So whatever dispensation or whatever time you're coming from, you understand. Whole note or whole step, that is a tone. You understand? Why semitone is also known as half step. You understand? So I think I made that explanation. Let me check it out. In my book, yep. Yeah, I did the explanation about the conception about different people calling semitones different names and the rest. Okay. Let's look for it. No, look for this one. Okay. I'm going to take it slowly. Yeah. I'm just going to find it. I know I saw it somewhere. Okay, good. So a semitone can be called half note or half step, while a tone can be called whole note or whole step. Because, some people have several backgrounds of music and they have taught them several things and the rest. So a semitone can be called whole note or whole step, and half note or half step, while a tone can be called whole note or whole step. Yeah. So now let's continue. So I said every major scale. That's what I was supposed to write. So let me write it down. So let's explain this. It's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of troubles. Every major scale. If you find this very interesting, please don't forget to share this video. And if you're watching and you're not following this page, you're going to miss a lot. You're going to miss a lot. Really. I can't believe you're still watching and you're not following. So let's continue. Now, if you take, why I say every major scale now, what is a minor scale? First of all, if you see minor scale, it means there has to be a minor first for the scale. When someone says minor, what should come to your mind first is flat 3. Minor alone in itself is flat 3. You understand? There cannot be any minor scale, any minor chord, or any minor concept without the 3 being flattened. So minor is the word minor is flat 3 in itself. Then when you now say minor scale, it's a scale that has a flat 3 in it. Major scale is a scale without the flattening of any note or the sharpening of any note of the scale. Let's listen to this. It's very, very important because I'm going to explain this and you're going to find it very, very, very useful. Understand? So minor is the concept of flat 3, the flattened third. If I do a third, if I'm like this, and that's why when you say C minor, you see this is our third, it has been flattened. You understand? It has been flattened. Now, if we say, sorry, 1 second. So if we say C minor scale, we have a C, D, C, D, you have E flat. So you do like this. So C minor scale is C, D, E flat, then F, G, G sharp, A sharp, and C. So this is C minor scale. So you see. This is C minor scale. Now, let me explain to you why this. I want to explain something, so I'm trying to calm down so that you can fully get it now. If you see this minor scale that you run, C minor scale, if you see this your third, which is E flat, from E flat, as you keep going, you are running E flat major scale. If you have C, D, E, C, D, C, D sharp, this is D sharp major scale you're running all through. But you end the major scale in, you end the major scale in 6, instead of going to 8. So if you do like this, once you get your 3, end in 6. And that's why I always explain why the major scale is very important. You see this minor scale you're stressing yourself to get, it is just a major scale that ends in this. In fact, if you increase it, it is the same thing. It's just a major scale reversed. They reversed they took the 8, the 7, and the 6. They took the 6 and the 7 and place it here. So if you're doing, once you press the first note, play the major scale of that note. What I mean is, D, this is D sharp major scale, which is E flat major scale is this. You understand? But C minor scale is this. You see what happened? So you see, the C sharp major scale from your flattened third is stopping in the 6. D sharp major scale stopping in the 6. If we complete it, it's going to be D sharp major scale. So when you end in your 6, because you end in your 6, that is how it's easy for you. That's why I say every major scale is a potential minor scale. Now, if we have C, D, then you have your flat 3, because that's the first one, which is 1. The formula is 1, 2, flat 3. Then from that flat 3, just count the major scale, play the major scale of that flat 3, and end in 6. Simple. If you want to do F major scale, the same thing. If you do 1, 2, flat 3, this flat 3 now is G sharp. So just play G sharp major scale and end in the 6. Don't play 7 and 8. End in the 6. You've gotten, if you combine 1, 2, flat 3, play that as a major scale where you end in the 6. You've gotten the minor scale for F. So if you do, see, this is F minor scale. You see? So because this is G sharp major scale, but we ended here in the 6. So if we combine it with 1, 2, flat 3, then we play the major scale of that flat 3. So there's no need for you to be cramming a special kind of minor scale somewhere. All you have to do is when you get to the flattened third of that key, once you play the 1, 2 of the major scale of the original key, and you go to the flattened third, play that flattened third as a major scale. Start from the flattened third and play it as a major scale, but end in the 6. If you combine it all together, it will give you a minor scale. So that is it. It might sound very complex, but if you take your time to watch this video over and over and over again, you get it. So you save yourself the stress of trying to cram. You try to cram, individually. Try to cram and stress yourself. You just understand that it is a concept. It is a flat concept. You understand? It is a flat concept. Okay. So that's where I'm going to end this for today, and obviously I have some time again to do something like this. All right, so this was very nice, 2 hours. I hope this was really helpful to you to understand. I'm going to see you some other time. Bye.